Warning, listening to this show may result in increased levels of inspiration, motivation, and innovation. Side effects can include the immediate urge to take massive action to build a better business and life for yourself and others. You've been warned. Welcome to Influencers Radio with your host, Jack Mize.
Yeah, welcome back to Influencers Radio today. You know, it is just an incredibly popular topic, and I get so much feedback when we talk about this because it's something that is, it's in the news, it's around us every day, particularly for women, and that is around the whole losing weight. Losing, and women, it's losing dress sizes, getting into this dress size, getting ready for this big event. And it is one of those things that you think, as long as it's been on the top of the mind of so many people, and as many advertisements and infomercials and things that you see for quick weight loss, do this fast, that people would have some kind of sense of logic about what it really takes to do this. And that's what my guest today really is all about. It's not about just, coming up with a quick tactic or, a quick gimmick for losing weight by the beach time. It really is about changing the way that women think about their weight, the way they think about their lifestyle, and just the way they think, period, because that's really where it begins. My guest today is Kevin DiDonato. He helps women who are sick and tired of trying every fad diet only to be let down by still being fat. And yes, I said the word fat. I know it's not the politically correct word, but that's what people think about. That's how people think about themselves. And really to be able to finally achieve those goals. And when I say achieve, I think achievability is one of the things that really strikes me and makes me consider Kevin a real influencer, because the things that he does, the way that he helps women, that's the big word in front of it all, achievability. They're able to achieve this, not just to lose weight, but to keep it off, but still being able to include that favorite foods that fit into their busy schedule, fast-paced lifestyle. And the way he does this is not just give you a list of, things, here's what you eat today and tomorrow and just stick to this and you'll be fine. He really resets the mindset, to not just, willpower, but to actually love and the food and to be able to exercise again, while helping women to strip away all those years worth of belly fat. I said it again, to actually become that, that lean and tone, a woman that they know is locked inside. So with that, I want to welcome to Influencers Radio today, Kevin DiDonato.
Hi.
Kevin, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you very much. I'm good.
Very good. So, Kevin, this is, there's a lot of things, controversies around weight loss. It seems like every time I open up, even CNN, you always see something around that. Recently, I've seen more controversy around like The Biggest Loser and how it doesn't really portray a realistic. And that's why I brought up achievability when I was introducing you, because that's what really stands out to me is achievability. What's coming out like on The Biggest Loser is that that's not realistic. It's not achievable. These people aren't living a realistic lifestyle. They are secluded and very focused on this and nothing else. So let's start with that. If we're going to really talk about the truth about being able to do this, let's talk about achievability. And, it's a road that people have to take, that women have to take. It's not just today I'm fat and let's mark on the calendar in 60 days I'm going to be thin, right? It's a journey that's both in the mind and body. So let's talk about that. What are some of the things that women have been through when they finally decide that, this is it, I've got to do something and go on that journey?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of different things. Either they, they don't feel comfortable in their own skin. They don't fit into their dress sizes. They don't, or they've gone up a couple dress sizes. There's a lot of different, scenarios that make women really, their self-esteem is lower, their self-confidence is lower. Mainly, like to show the Biggest Loser. That's a really big thing, and the achievability of that. Everybody wants to look like the people on the Biggest Loser, but behind it all, there's a lot of scenarios that people don't know about. What the participants go through on an everyday basis, the type of diet that they're given, the type of exercise selection may not be the most appropriate for everybody, but it still is something that people go around. The other thing is that as life is busy, and it really with the fast-paced lifestyle, women and men in general don't have the time. They don't have the time to put into themselves. So one day you're 120 pounds, and then, down the line you end up 150 pounds or 170 pounds. You just don't know what happened. And it usually, is a combination of diet, lifestyle, lack of exercise, a number of different things that add to that.
That's one of the things that really struck me, and as I kind of, was learning about what you do, and it really made it stand out when I see, the infomercials and the commercials, that it's very, very laser focused on, I was fat, now I'm thin, right? And rarely is there, they talk about health in there or nutrition. And one of the things that you talk about that I thought was really, really important to bring up and put a spotlight on here is that there's such a thing as, being thin and fit, versus being skinny fat. And, and I think about that, and I've heard the term people, fat on the inside, right? They may look thin and fit, but on the inside, it really isn't all that healthy because of the lifestyle. So one of the things that you work with people on is not just, getting thin. You could do that by starving, but it's about getting thin in a healthy way so that they're not just thin, but they're also fit. Talk about some of those challenges and how you work with the mindset to get around that.
Yeah, definitely the mindset is one of the biggest keys to any type of weight loss or fat loss or any type of diet. If you don't have the positive mindset, you're not going to be able to make the changes. A lot of people look at fad diets, or they look at those infomercials and they see a very quick fix. And unfortunately, it can't be a quick fix, because what usually happens with those quick fixes is you may lose the weight, you may not lose the weight, but what happens is you end up gaining the weight back at the very end of it once you go off the plan, because you haven't fixed the mindset, you haven't fixed the different behaviors that have led you into where you are today. If you're, skinny fat, or if you're, overweight, whatever it is. Typically, once you fix the mindset, once you have that positive behavior change and that positive mindset change, then it makes things easier by setting, different goals. And making the appropriate changes, because typically a lot of times what has happened in the past is, coming out in your different food choices, how you're brought up, different learned behaviors. And by fixing those, by making these small changes over, the short-term goals and the long-term goals, making these small different changes is going to make you more successful, as opposed to just saying, all right, this is what I want to do in 6 months. I'm going to lose 60 pounds in 6 months. And then if you don't do that, you're going to be miserable. It's just going to, history will repeat itself. But if you make the small changes and you change the way that your mindset works by making these smaller changes, more attainable goals, then you're going to be more successful, because you're going to see a change after a week, or you're going to see a change after 2 weeks. It could be something simple like, my skin looks different, or, my pants are fitting a little bit differently. Smaller changes are going to create a more positive mental attitude and mental mindset and a different approach as you're coming into into a weight loss type of program.
Well, I can tell you one of the things that really impressed me about you is the fact that you don't necessarily, hit or capitalize on that, skinny today or fat today, skinny tomorrow, that you do go through that, and that the mindset is a big part of what, your program is and what you help people with. Because, the fact is, if you just say, well, here, you got to do this, you have to do this setup, you have to do this, what you're doing is giving them chores. And that's one of the things that I see in what you do is you change their mindset from exercise and dieting, from something that they have to do into all of a sudden it becomes something that they get to do. Right? Rather than being that chore. And I can tell you, as a person that's had challenges with food, my life and emotional attachments to food, I can tell you that there's a point in just about every meal where it stops being fuel for the body and it becomes pure entertainment. Right? And I think of some meals as, I get to eat that. I get to have this dessert, or I get to have this. But you've actually, part of the success that you help people with is that their mindset is, I get to eat this healthy thing, or I get to get active and do this today rather than I have to. And I think that's just incredibly powerful. What is it that kind of led you to that, or discovered that people have the ability to switch, flip that switch from I have to I get to, because that's really where a lot of these fail, because they hit their weight loss and then they think, I don't have to do that thing that I don't want to anymore. I don't have to eat this that I don't want to anymore. And the way you do it is, it changes kind of on a more permanent basis. I really want to kind of dig into that, because I think that right there is such an incredibly powerful, foundation of what you do.
It definitely is. Basically what we do, as opposed to, like you said, giving somebody a specific program, or, you have to eat this, you have to eat that. What we do is we take the individual and we work with what they want to do. If their goal is to, lose weight, or be healthier and change their cholesterol, different things like, different health issues that they may have. What we do, instead of giving them something specific, we work with them to develop these short and long-term goals. They make the goals. We're not telling them what to do. So if they want to, for instance, change one part of their diet so that way they're including more fruits and vegetables, then they choose what type of fruits and vegetables they want to do. They choose the goal that they want to work with. And then we just build on from there. So, each week is something new that they get to choose. I'm not telling them what to do, because me telling them what to do is not going to change them. They need to make the change on their own, and they need to make the change in their mind. So by them choosing the goals that they want to work on, that is more empowering to them. They make the change. They want to do this because it's what they want to do. It's not because somebody is telling them what to do.
Yeah, and I think you said something that I want to make sure that people don't miss. When you talk about goals, you talk about goals in a little bit different way than a lot of people talk about goals. Some people, their goal, you said earlier, my goal is to lose 60 pounds. Right. And in reality, that's not a goal. That's a wish. I wish I could lose 60 pounds. But it seems to me what you do is you don't identify goals as how much weight do you want to lose. You identify goals as what actual specifically the things do you want to do to become healthier. So a goal to you is I want to add more fruits and vegetables, which ultimately will lead to that wish coming true of them losing weight. And I think that's important because, so many people do say they set their goals, I'm going to lose this much weight by this time. And when they don't, they failed. But the way that you set goals is I'm going to add, this many fruits and vegetables this week. And when they do that, they've succeeded at reaching that goal. And that's such a huge factor because, obviously success breeds confidence, and then the confidence breeds success. So what I love about you is that you're not just set on long term, but also you have little short term wins that people can achieve during this.
Exactly. It's short term and long term goal setting, which is vitally important to any type of program because when you build in smaller, more more attainable goals as opposed to setting that long-term goal of losing 60 pounds. But you add those short-term goals and increase fruits and vegetables, cut out this piece of cake, cut out that, bottle of soda at that time. Making those smaller goals are more, that people will reach. It does build that confidence. It builds their self-esteem. They know that they can do it. They're excited to do it because, each week they come in and they say, hey, I was able to increase my fruits and vegetables this week. I didn't just have 3 servings today or yesterday. I had 3 servings all week, They get so excited, they get so happy that they're able to make that change, and it makes it a lasting change because they know that they can do it. It's that attainable goal. And then, as you said, each time that they reach, they get that small win, it just builds their confidence, builds their self-esteem, so that way they know it's like a snowball effect. It just keeps them going, keeps them moving forward, and they get more excited each week.
Well, I could definitely say when I see the way that you do this, I think that's definitely your X factor, if you will, because it really is a tremendous thing to see that when so many people focus on I got to do this setup, I got to do this this much cardio, and the way that you kind of shift that and you really turn these into small wins. Then it's kind of plain to see why this just flat out works and why, you have the successes you do of not just, a success of someone that say, I lost 40 pounds, but someone that says, I lost 40 pounds 2 years ago and it's still gone. And I think that's a big, big difference in, the success and also in actually creating a healthy lifestyle. So that definitely is why I would consider you a influencer in that. And I think that's really what sets your program apart from a lot of the what you see on the TV and the infomercials that are just promising these kind of the fast, quick hacks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So let me ask you this. How can people find out more about what you're doing and this mindset that, system that you have and putting together these short-term goals and long-term goals to have a more permanent success? What can they do to find out more about Kevin?
They can definitely check out our website, which is www.hplwellness.com. They can get more information about me, as well as the different type of programs that we offer there, or they can reach out to me by phone or by email, whichever one. Which email is kmdpersonaltraining@yahoo.com, and that way they can get more information from me directly, and I can go about telling them anything that they want, and helping them transform their life and change their mindset to have more of that positive mindset. Powerful
stuff. HPLwellness.com. We'll have that up on the post, the show page. Kevin DiDonato, thank you so much for coming on to Influencers Radio today and sharing this. This is really, very, very powerful stuff, and I think something that's going to help a lot of people that haven't had that success in the past.
Thank you for having me.
All right, folks, there you have it. It's what being an influencer is all about, changing lives and also, affecting the lives of the family, friends, of others. And that's exactly what Kevin does. So check it out, HPLwellness.com. Until next time, remember, you are the only real game changer.
You've been listening to Influencers Radio. To get all past shows and updates on future shows, visit influencersradio.com today or follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/influencersradio.